For years, I felt like I was drowning in a sea of constant stress. Every single day was a battle against a wave of anxiety that, honestly, I was losing. My chest always felt tight. My thoughts were racing a million miles a minute, and I was just worn out from trying to keep my head above water. I tried everything, but the thing that finally pulled me to shore wasn't a therapist or a meditation app. It was this glass box of water. And the one secret that turned this simple hobby into my daily therapy probably isn't what you think. Stick with me, and I'll show you how a simple maintenance routine became the ritual that saved my sanity. Section 1. The problem: drowning in stress. Before we get to the secret, you have to understand where I was coming from. On the outside, everything probably looked fine. I was functional, I went to work, I hit my deadlines, I paid my bills. But on the inside, I was in a constant state of high alert. It felt like an engine that was always revving in the red, never getting a chance to cool down. The smallest thing, like a traffic jam or spilling coffee, could feel like a personal attack that sent my heart rate through the roof. Section 2. The turning point. A glimmer of hope in a glass box. The change didn't happen with some big life-altering decision. It was an impulse buy. I was in a pet store grabbing food for my dog and just happened to walk past the aquarium aisle. I'd always found them beautiful, but more like a piece of art you just look at. On that day, though, seeing the quiet, gentle world inside those tanks felt like a breath of fresh air. There was no noise, no demands, no notifications. Just slow, graceful movement. I didn't think it would be a cure. I figured it might be a nice decoration, something pleasant to have in the background of my otherwise chaotic life. So I bought a small, simple setup: a 10-gallon tank, some gravel, a few plastic plants, and a handful of colorful, easy-to-care-for fish. I remember feeling a little silly, spending money on another thing I'd probably just end up worrying about. I set it up in the corner of my living room, filled it with water, and let the fish go. For the first few days, it was pretty much what I expected, a living screensaver. I'd glance at it, think, that's nice, and go right back to my cycle of stress. I had no idea that this simple glass box wasn't just another possession. It was a seed I had planted. And with a little bit of time and attention, it was about to grow into the most unexpected sanctuary I could have ever imagined. Section 3. The initial transformation. Passive observation. The first real shift happened one evening after a particularly brutal day at work. I came home, and the thought of doing anything, cooking, cleaning, even watching TV, felt exhausting. I just crashed on the couch and my eyes landed on the aquarium. But instead of just glancing at it, I watched. I noticed the way a little tetra would chase its reflection, the way a guppy's tail shimmered under the light, the slow, deliberate dance of their movements. I must have sat there for 20 minutes, just completely captivated. And then I noticed something incredible. My shoulders weren't hiked up to my ears anymore. The tightness in my chest had eased up. My breathing was deeper and slower. For the first time all day, I wasn't replaying a stressful conversation or running through my to-do list. My mind was quiet. It was focused completely on this small, self-contained world. I didn't know it at the time, but my body was having a real, measurable physiological response. Research has shown that watching fish in an aquarium can actually reduce your heart rate and blood pressure. Studies, including those from the University of Exeter and Plymouth University, found that observing aquariums can lower heart rate by as much as 7% and blood pressure by 4% in just a few minutes. My body was responding to the calming, hypnotic movement of the fish, which can lower levels of the stress hormone cortisol and boost mood-enhancing chemicals like serotonin. It was a kind of meditative focus, where my mind naturally shifted away from anxiety and into the present moment. I wasn't even trying to meditate. The aquarium was doing it for me. This passive observation became my new nightly ritual. It was my entry point into a state of calm I thought I had lost for good. Section 4. Going deeper, from chore to ritual. After a few weeks of this passive therapy, the inevitable happened. The tank needed to be cleaned. My first reaction was that familiar wave of stress. Great, I thought, one more chore. The first time I did it, it was a clumsy, messy disaster. I spilled water, I couldn't get the siphon to work right, and I was terrified I was going to hurt the fish. I saw it as just another task to get through, the price I had to pay for the peace the tank gave me. But a funny thing happened the second time I did a water change. And the third, I started to slow down. I began to focus on the process itself. The sound of the new water pouring in, the weirdly satisfying feeling of the gravel vacuum pulling debris out of the substrate, the delicate act of trimming a plant. These weren't just chores anymore. They were simple, repetitive, physical tasks that demanded my full attention. My mind, which usually jumped between a dozen different worries, was forced to concentrate on one thing: caring for this little ecosystem. I wasn't thinking about work emails or that awkward phone call. I was thinking about water temperature. I was focused on gently netting a fish to move it for a second. The world outside that tank just melted away. That's a core part of mindfulness, isn't it? Being fully present in a single activity. The maintenance was becoming a grounding experience. It wasn't something I had to do to keep my fish alive. It was something I had to do to keep myself sane. That dreaded chore was slowly turning into a therapeutic ritual. Section 5. The Secret Revealed. The maintenance ritual that changed everything. So what's the one secret that cured my stress? It's this: the greatest therapeutic power of an aquarium isn't just in watching it, it's in it. The secret is turning that maintenance from a chore into a mindful practice. It's the ritual of care itself. But here's the key part that most people miss, the part that makes it truly stress-free. You have to remove the friction. My first few cleanings were still a little stressful because the process itself was awkward. The secret isn't just a mindset, it's also a practical shift. For me, that shift came from one simple tool, a liquid transfer pump. Instead of wrestling with those clumsy siphon tubes, you have to shake, or don't do this, suck on to get started. This cheap little pump started the water flow with a push of a button on an electric toggle switch. Suddenly, the most annoying part of a water change was effortless. I could focus completely on the satisfying act of cleaning the gravel, watching the waste get pulled away, knowing I was making the environment healthier for my fish. There was no more frustration, just flow. My weekly maintenance became a predictable 30-minute ritual. Every Sunday morning I put on some calm music and I get to work. Siphoning the water, cleaning the glass, trimming the plants. Each step is deliberate and meditative. This routine gives me a sense of purpose and accomplishment. In a life where so much feels out of my control, I have total control over this small world. I'm nurturing life. I'm creating a clean, stable, beautiful environment. The repetitive focused actions quiet the noise in my head more effectively than any app ever could. So the secret is simple. Embrace the maintenance as the therapy and find the tools that make that ritual as smooth and peaceful as possible so you can lose yourself in the process, not the struggle. What started as an impulse buy has turned into an essential part of my mental health. This glass box is more than just a home for fish. It's my anchor. It's a living, breathing reminder to slow down, to be present, and to find beauty and purpose in simple, deliberate action. The gentle rhythmic movements of the fish still calm my nerves and lower my blood pressure, but the real lasting relief comes from that ritual of care. The weekly water change that cleanses both the tank and my mind. It's a practice that engages my mind and body in a way that feels both restorative and empowering. This hobby taught me that sometimes the best solutions to our biggest problems are found in the most unexpected places. It's not about escaping reality, but about creating a small piece of reality that you can nurture and control, giving you a sense of calm that ripples out into every other part of your life. I know I'm not the only one who's felt this. The calming power of aquariums is something so many of us have experienced. If you have your own story about how this hobby has helped you, please share it in the comments below. I'd love to read them, and I know others will find strength and inspiration in your stories, too. And if this resonated with you, consider giving this video a like and subscribing for more. You never know what small change might make the biggest difference.